to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. Today, I want to briefly talk about something that I've been noticing on here for the last year. Some of you probably have been noticing this a lot longer, but your thinking and the things that you guys care about and what you focus on, the things that I care about and the things that I focus on, are two entirely different things. So there's nothing wrong with the fact that I just started thinking about this now, as opposed to you guys talking about this or thinking about this over a long period of time. Uh, First and foremost, a lot of you, well, not a lot of you. There's a couple of channels that are calling Rev News a e-beggar. The Geek Room is one of them, and I think there's a couple of other people. I've seen the video thumbnails and watched some of these and watched them be talked about for a while. And I know that Rev News is being called the e-beggar. For whatever reason, he's on YouTube asking for money, according to a lot of you. And even before they lost their channels, they was on here doing 24-hour streams, doing fundraisers, trying to raise money. And I really hope they're watching this today, because I think they're going to find this to be really interesting on what I'm going to be talking about today. A lot of you are going around calling Rev a e-beggar. You're calling Shani a e-beggar. But why aren't you calling the Geek Room e-beggars? Why aren't you calling Miss Parker e-beggars and the rest of those guys in that community? I'm just curious, because I don't know if you guys know this or not. We can download, and when I say we, I'm talking about we, the viewer. It could be me, it could be Jules, it could be anybody. We can download your stuff any day of the week. Phony Beatomaniacs says it's criticism, G-Man. We all get it. Phony Beatomaniacs, chill out, relax. Because this isn't criticism, this is a rebuke. And if you know anything about Christendom, you know the difference. You guys need to be called out on this. A lot of you guys are going around calling Shani and Rev e-beggars. But this is interesting. We know that those other channels will not even produce content if you guys don't give. I believe they call it tipping. That seems to be the new term that they're using today. They call it tipping. No, it's not tipping. You guys are paying them for a service, and we know what the service is: to destroy as many lives as humanly possible while you laugh at everybody and claim to be moral people and whatnot, which is stupid and is going to be used against you maybe as early as tonight, because I'm doing a hangout on my main channel. Everyone's going to be invited. I'm not going to be. One of the decisions I made is I'm not going to be avoiding the Shani for Christ conversation no more, because I believe that there's too many little goodies I can use now, especially now with everything that's going on, to really take off my belt and whip some of you, because some of you need it, because you guys sitting there saying that Shani's e-begging and Rev's e-begging, and then you guys say when they get their money, what are they doing with it? You guys say that they're taking the money and they're buying Delta 8, and they're buying Delta 8 and things of that nature or whatever. What's interesting about that is that I noticed that you guys are donating money to people, and they're using the money to do and get the exact same things, except some of them are getting a little bit more of a concentrated form of it. They're actually getting straight up illegal weed from off the streets. All right. So you guys are literally giving your money to people who are buying weed and getting high on camera. How many videos you think I got downloaded of Miss Parker getting on here, smoking weed and saying that she's high, or even being drunk? But then you guys get all high and mighty, and you guys talk about how Shani and Rev are taking their money and they're buying Delta 8. But you support Delta 8. And as a matter of fact, there's at least 4 streams that I found on my G-Man channel alone. Then there's Redline and a few other people on here, including some of the people that's in this community, who have openly said on multiple occasions that in the atheist worldview, there's nothing wrong with smoking this stuff. But a lot of you are giving money to these people to buy those things. But for some reason, when Rev gets it and Shani gets it, from the atheistic worldview, because you don't have any other worldview to argue from. You can't argue from mine. I'm a Christian and you are not. And you're saying it's wrong. No, G-Man, you don't understand, G-Man. They're getting these donations and they're not taking care of their kids. That's not true. Unlike a lot of you, and I mean literally like a lot of you, I have physically been in their presence. I have physically been in their home. I have physically been around what they do with their children. So you guys going around there saying that they're not taking care of their kids, I have seen with my own two eyes that is a straight up lie. Are they going to be parents of the year? Absolutely not. Do they feed their kids? Absolutely yes. In fact, this is the last 30 days, I've seen Rev go to great lengths to feed his kids while you guys attempt to starve them. Because what you guys don't understand is, for every day that you guys prevent them from being on social media and doing pretty much what you guys do, and that's provide a service, you, the atheist community, prevents them from feeding their kids. You have to take a certain amount of responsibility for that. Not all of it, but a certain amount, especially when you purposely flag them off of the internet so you can stop them from making money. I'm not stupid. And the Christian community ain't stupid. We see what you're doing. We'll tell you that we disagree with this, we disagree with that, we disagree with that. But I'm not going to sit there and say it's all them and you guys ain't got nothing to do with it. Who do you guys think you're dealing with? I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. The media don't got that kind of control over my head. But that's not even a reason for making this video. The reason for making this video is you guys are calling Rev and Shanny e-beggars, but so are you. I'm an e-beggar. Miss Parker's an e-beggar. The Geek Room are e-beggars. Yeah, phony. And Miss Parker could get a job. And the Geek Room can get jobs. And the rest of those losers that are part of that community can get jobs too. You ain't making an argument here. Make an argument for why they don't have a right to get on here and provide a service to make money. That's what I want to know. Okay? I know for a fact that a lot of the people in this community that is atheists on here, and I know this from other atheists, a lot of you aren't even working. A lot of you are collecting unemployment, and a lot of you are making minimum wage. Don't give me this garbage that you guys are going out there and you're killing it and you're rich and you're ultimate middle class people. Stop the nonsense. I'm familiar with who's making money in this community and who isn't. Okay, so Miss Parker has to do YouTube. She doesn't do YouTube, Mr. Parker will throw her out. I know this. I've already proved this via emails, and I've seen what they talk about in private. She's not a wife. Listen to me. You guys said Miss Parker's a housewife. She is not a wife. They are not legally married. How many times do I got to tell you this? Okay? I've seen his marriage certificate. That is not his wife. Okay? The bottom line is, at the end of the day, Miss Parker's e-beggar, the Geek Room are e-beggars. Afro-Humanist is an e-beggar. Bionic Dance is an e-beggar. G-Man's an e-beggar. What is an e-beggar? Let's define these terms here so that we can get into this. An e-beggar is somebody that gets on here and asks people for money. That's what it is. An e-beggar is somebody who asks someone for money. And as a Christian, I don't deal in dishonesty and I don't deal in deception. I don't attempt to try to lie to people's face like the atheist community does. You guys deal in deception, not me. I don't do that. And I'm calling out y'all baloney. You're going out there, you're calling Rev an e-beggar, and you're calling Shanny an e-beggar. Why don't you call Miss Parker an e-beggar? Yes, she is phony biomaniacs, and I'm going to give you an opportunity on my main account to show me why she's not an e-beggar when we look at the definition of what an e-beggar is. When I get on the if I say, for example, and I'm talking about myself right now, if I, G-Man, say that I'm not an e-beggar, and then I go on my G-Man channel, and I say, if anybody wants to donate to my ministry, do it. If not, don't worry, you're going to get it anyway. To a certain degree, by definition, I'm also an e-beggar. But so are you. Now, my thing is this. Why is it wrong for Rev and Shanny to be e-beggars when you guys do the same things yourself? This is very live. I see your comments. Please explain this to me. How is it wrong for Rev to be an e-beggar and Shanny to be an e-beggar, when all of you do the same thing yourselves? I have been on YouTube for years, not asking nobody for a dime. Then I discovered something called Cash App, and I decided that I'm gonna take donations for my ministry. I don't care what a bunch of people on YouTube who believe that they're related to cockroaches think regarding me asking for donations, when I watch you guys literally get on the internet and you say things like G-Man is homeless and then they receive donations for it. That is e-begging. That is e-begging. When you guys do a GoFundMe, that is e-begging. Don't even get me started on how many of you guys what about the Amazing Atheist when he was supposed to raise $1 million? You know what I mean? He was supposed to go from state to state to state to state to state to state to state. And he was supposed to go visit all of you. And then all of a sudden he just canceled it, couldn't get the funds, didn't refund a dime. You guys don't talk about that. And you think nobody in this community remembers that. There's no hostility. I'm very passionate about this. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, ladies and gents, I think that you guys are being a little bit hypocritical, just a little bit, when you guys go around saying that Rev's an e-beggar and you guys support e-beggars on a regular basis. I'm not going to give my hard-earned money to Shanny so Shanny can buy Delta 8. But wait a minute. You'll take your hard-earned money to give to a YouTuber so that they can go to a strip club. You'll take your hard-earned money and give it to somebody so that they can go out there and sexually harass people. You will give your hard-earned money to people out there so that they can buy weed. Don't talk to me about Shanny and Red being e-beggars. Look at what you guys are doing. You guys are the perfect hypocrites. If you want to see a picture of a hypocrite, go to your bathroom and look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror. You are a hypocrite. Let me remind you guys what you guys believe as atheists and what you guys have preached on YouTube for the last 10 years, as long as I've been on here. You can be good without God. No, you can't. You want to know why? I can't find one of you that is being intellectually honest about what an e-beggar is. You're hypocrites. That's number one. You can't tell Shanny and Rev that they're e-begging and it's wrong to buy Delta 8 when you're supporting when you're supporting people here on YouTube who are going to strip clubs and buying real weed, like the illegal stuff on the street in Nevada, and getting high on camera in front of everybody. How many times have we heard the drunken peasants say smoke pan every day and been completely high on camera? You guys didn't say a word about that. You didn't say a word about that. But I watch you guys. I watch your streams sometimes, and I watch the individual YouTubers that give their money. And I'm going to make sure I shout out every last one of you in a future hangout when we talk about controlled substances, because I'm going to prove that you supported it. See, the beautiful thing about YouTube is once you do something and I catch it, screenshot, and I can show you who supported it. I can show you who gave money for it. And I can show everybody else via documentary if I want. You understand what I'm saying? What Shanny and Rev does is recreational. Where is your argument that these guys are e-beggars and is negatively affecting them, but somehow what these other knuckleheads are doing is positive? I heard that some of you guys are diabetic on here. Let me show you guys something here real quick. When this stream is over, I'm gonna have me some Swedish fish. You want to know why? I'm not a diabetic. I don't abuse my body. When I receive donations here on YouTube, although it's none of the atheist business, because you guys don't donate, okay? I will tell you, I use that money to go to New York, Philadelphia, or wherever that my audience wants me to go to, and I will deal with the Hebrew Israelites. If they don't donate, I will go in my own pocket. Because I don't work for YouTube. I work for God. And I will go to whatever city he sends me to, and I will preach the gospel there, and I will deal with the Hebrew Israelites. I don't care where I got to go. I will deal with them. But I see what you guys do with your money. You get your money, you sit on this throne, and you guys think you're better than everybody because now you're getting high. You're getting drunk. You're going to strip clubs. You're doing all of these things with your donations, and then all you do is finger point at Shanny and Rev all day. That is stupid. That is stupid when you do that kind of thing. Then some of you tried to mess with me, and you thought that the Christian community was going to react the way you guys react. No, 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 no. The one thing I can say about us Christians is this: they will listen to you, they will take you seriously because you might be telling the truth, but you had better be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that what you're saying is true. Or we will label you the way the rest of the world label you. We will label you guys as nothing but a bunch of liars. Listen to me. If we're going to keep it real, I'm not saying that Christians are beloved around the world because that's not true. But at least people know where we're coming from. When it comes to you guys are particularly hated because you guys are looked upon as a bunch of people that go out there and start trouble with people and you mess with people's lives. That is the atheists across the board. But my thing is this. If Shanny and Rev are bad people for e-begging, my thing is this, Afro-humanists, what are you doing with your donations? Why don't you ask all of them to show you what they're doing with their donations? I watch the streams. I watch them get high. I watch them drink. I watch their egos. I watch their narcissism. I watch how they think that they're God's gift to the planet. And let me tell you guys something about donators. And this is for the content creators. What I'm about to say right now is not for the people that are watching. This is specifically for the content creators. This is for you Afro-humanists. This is for Ms. Parker, the Geek Room, and all these other content creators also on here. Do you want to know why I don't monetize my channels? There's a bunch of reasons, but let me give you one specific one. And that is the issue of control. The moment an atheist goes in their pocket, listen to me, and for once in your life, learn something. The moment one of them go in their pocket and they donate to you, they control you. They control your content. Because now you got to kiss their butts in order to make any money. Me, I tell people straight up from the word go. This is the when I'm on the other channel. This is the G podcast, G-Man versus the Hebrew Israelites. If you are led by the Lord to give, give. If not, don't lose no sleep over it. I'm going to do what I got to do regardless. And people donate even when I don't even get on my computer. I'll wake up. Wow, somebody just wanted to bless you, G-Man. Hey, G-Man, love the stream you did 3 months ago. Here's a blessing, brother. I didn't even do anything. People know where I'm coming from. I'm not compromising my faith for no donation. But you content creators need to understand something. The moment somebody goes in their pocket and they give you money, they control you. They control you. Lubis, you don't know what I got, dude. They control you. Remember that. It's best to be upfront with people from the word go. I'm not friends with a lot of people in this community, but they respect me enough because I try to be as upfront as possible about this stuff. And a lot of your channels are being controlled not by you, but by your audience. That's why I don't necessarily get on the content creators no more. I get on the audience. I watch who's the ones who donating. So later on, when they come to my channel and say, oh, I never gave nobody for no weed. Wait a minute. I got the screenshot here with your icon on there, with you actually saying something on there. And you actually giving to it for them to smoke weed and everything. That's what you guys do. Don't give me this garbage that Shanny and Rev are e-beggars when you guys do the same thing yourselves. The only person in this community, and I mean the only person who has been involved with the nonsense on here for any period of time who isn't e-begging is GP. And you want to know why GP isn't e-begging nobody? GP, well, actually, that's not true. There's a few people. There's a couple of people. There's G. Well, actually, come to think about it, Nate the lawyer does take donations. Doesn't he? GP's the only GP, Love and Happiness, and the other woman that comes on here are the only ones that don't e-beg on here. They have never asked nobody for a dime. That's why you can't control their content. Because you can't say, oh, if we give to you, then you have to change your content. Brown Girl Life, he doesn't need your money. He's doing better than me and you times 20. I know what he does for a living. And I also know what he has. You don't. He doesn't need your money. This would be money that the money that he would make on here, he probably would take that and give it to some poor person on the street. He doesn't need it. I know what that guy does. And I know what he makes. So all I got to say is this. I'm not trying to be friends with GP or nothing like that. All I'm saying is that he doesn't need it and he's not e-begging. But I consider myself an e-beggar because I ask for donations. And so do the other content creators. They laugh at Shanny and Rev for asking for money while they do it themselves. You guys don't even understand how much this platform controls your thinking and controls your movements and your minds. A true free thinker, a real free thinker, listen to me carefully here. A real free thinker can say, you want to know what? That's a little hypocritical. You can't really call Rev a e-beggar, and then that's all you're doing for the next 2 hours on your stream. You guys don't think I know that they want this stream to be as long as possible so that they can put it on their channel so that they can e-beg? Listen to me. I'm a lot of things, okay? I'm a jerk. I'll openly admit that. I'm a jerk. I'm a prick. I'm a butthole on here sometimes. I'm not the nicest person on here a lot of times. But the one thing that you cannot tell me that I'm not straightforward. And I don't shoot from the hip, because I certainly do. I shoot straight from the hip. If you don't believe me, the next time Shanny and Rev shows their face up on social media, ask them. I shoot straight from the hip. Okay? The bottom line is, at the end of the day, I think it's a little funny, actually, comedic, that you guys get on here and you call them e-beggars and you guys e-begging yourselves. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, it is what it is. If Shanny is a scammer for saying, I need money so I can get groceries, or I need money for Delta Aid or something like that, then I have to conclude Miss Parker is a scammer. I have to conclude that the Geek Room are scammers. I have to conclude that the people that give to them support scammers. Do you understand how that works? You have managed to create a whole bunch of hate for people, for me on YouTube and for them. So there's a difference between Shanny and Rev and me. The things that they do, I never got involved with. The hate that you bring my way, how can I put this? The moment you'll notice this, the moment you bring these new people to my channel and they got to question me on this stuff, you notice that irate Alex doesn't come on my channel accusing me of nothing no more. Because irate Alex has seen and has saw how I would take my size 11 and I'll stick it up his rear end as far as arguments go. That he is a child compared to me on here talking about these topics. So is Fat, Fit, Geeky, and the rest of that ridiculous community. Afro-humanists wouldn't last 5 minutes with me. I'm not trying to get into no long, drawn-out argument about whether or not God exists. Afro-humanists, you know that God exists. All you do, woman, is lie about the evidence that's shown to you. You don't even know what evidence is. I don't think you know what the difference between evidence and proof is, nor do I think you could define a God that you don't believe in, or the God that you don't believe in. I will eat you alive, woman. You just don't know. So the bottom line is this. If you're going to call Shanny and Rev scammers, because I've seen what they do with the money. They will go out there and they will buy that Delta 8 stuff, but they also go out there and buy food. But I also seen what you guys do with your money. And like I said, the result of it is a overweight Miss Parker getting on YouTube, sitting there smoking her weed. Afro-humanist is only a matter of time before I see your overweight behind getting on here, smoking weed and drinking. It's only a matter of time. I don't buy this lie that atheists are more moral than Christians, because if you were, you would be specialists in telling the truth. These content creators walk around here acting like their lives are so perfect. Frank got a problem with his hands. He's a little smacky. And by the way, Frank, I'm back, and I'm more than happy to have a long, drawn-out conversation with you on the right platform that is neutral, where I can basically humble you on domestic violence. Then we got people who are being sexually... But then again, like honestly, if you guys didn't know that said person was sexually harassing people on here, you guys really don't know the people that I'm dealing with on here. Like honestly. Like I knew that for years. You guys ain't saying nothing. And I can prove it. Okay? If you guys didn't know that Miss Parker needs this in order to keep a roof over her head, then you're blind. I'm not an interesting person. Okay? I'm not an interesting person at all. I'm a very boring person. But I'm a lot more interesting than Miss Parker. Okay? By my own merits. I can get on here and I believe I can fart for 5 minutes long and there'll be a million YouTube channels out there laughing at me for farting for 5 minutes long. I really believe that. So stop calling Shanny and Rev e-beggars. The truth of the matter is, all of you, all of us on YouTube that attempt to get donations are e-beggars. Every last one of us. Everybody on here are e-beggars. Miss Parker is an e-beggar. The Geek Room is an e-beggar. By definition, if you're asking for money, you are an e-beggar. If you got a goal that you're trying to raise, you are an e-beggar. If you have done a fundraiser on here, you are an e-beggar. So if you're an e-beggar and Rev's an e-beggar, I'm not understanding the purpose of you calling them e-beggars. Well, G-Man, what you don't understand, G-Man, is they're not using the money to buy Delta 8. Actually, they are. They're not using the money to buy gas. Actually, they are. They're not using the money to buy food. Yes, they are. Now, let's use Miss Parker, for example. What do you think Miss Parker's doing with the money? This is the lie that you guys have created on YouTube. The lie is Miss Parker's taking the money to get her own apartment one day. That's what she should have been doing, to be perfectly honest. Get her freedom from the slavery of her landlord. What do you think the Geek Room's doing with their money? Buying video games? There's nothing wrong with that. I got a PS4 right here. Nothing wrong with it. But they're also buying alcohol and they're buying drugs. Anybody care to challenge me on that? Anybody? But J-Man, I have a job, and that's great that you got a job. I got one too. What's your point? You don't make as much. That doesn't matter. What's your point? You see, this is the way people need to argue here on YouTube. If you're going to come on here and say that so-and-so's e-beggar, who cares? You are too. What's your point? The only person that is in a position to criticize anybody who's asking for money on here, believe it or not, in this community, it's going to make y'all angry, is Gentleman Pioneer. Because he's not asking nobody for nothing. I have never seen him one time ask for a donation. I've even seen Veckel start a, I don't know if that was a Zazzle Star or a, forget what it's called when you can sell t-shirts or whatever. I need to do something like that, to be perfectly honest. But, and I would do very well, very well if I did t-shirts. But, Veckel has done it. But by definition, I would have to call him an e-beggar. I would have to call him an e-beggar because an e-beggar to you guys is a person that attempts to raise money on YouTube. GP can get on here and raise money for an orphanage to feed children who don't have parents and need clothing. And you guys would come out and call him an e-beggar by definition. Afro-Humanist, my channel isn't monetized either. I know you're a newbie. If I were you, I would do some real research about me. I'm an extremely aggressive Christian. I'm not what these people say I am. And you have better research before you even start dealing with me. I'll crush you and I'll do it quick. I know how to do the long drawn out arguments, and I know how to finish you with a single question. Don't even go there with me. All right. I know how uneducated you are when it comes to the church. I know how uneducated you are when it comes to God and who he is. I know you're not an atheist. Get lost. All right. The bottom line. And by the way, man, I'm still laughing at you for you getting on your YouTube channel and said, you know, I was a Christian and I was in a Christian church. Then one day in my life, I began to think. I never thought one time in my life, but I began to think. What is up with you guys in the UK? Wait until you're 40 years old to think. That's what I want to know. You people in the UK are easy targets as far as I'm concerned, because you wait until you're 40 and then you get on YouTube and admit that you started thinking. You don't want no part of me, man. Trust me. So the bottom line is, because I make a living crushing, and when I say make a living, I mean like not money, but I gain a lot of points with the church when I deal with people like yourself. So I'm not worried about it. All right. And I'm nobody. I should put you in there with Side 10 Broody Cake, because that would be hilarious. Because I've seen your videos, and I don't think you would last 2 minutes with him. Soon as he precepts you, what's going to happen? Listen, I don't like to argue about what I believe. And one more thing, Afro-Human, is I have adopted this worldview now. I only debate my equals. Until you can prove to me you understand the scriptures, you're not an equal to me. So it's somebody like you I have to teach. And I'm taking on that position because this is the argument that you guys have been using against me for a while. Now this is going to be used against you. Let's see how you guys handle it. Because when it comes to the Bible, you're not on my. You don't even talk to me. You guys don't even know what a Bible is, nonetheless. Actually, because you guys keep calling it a book when I keep reminding you that it's a library books. Afro-Humanist, you said that I have a failed YouTube career. Care to take notes about what you've done and what I've done? Any day of the week. Let's look at everybody you talk to, and let's look at your body of work, and let's look at my body of work. You want to do that? Invite me to your YouTube channel so I can embarrass you. I have no problem going to people's channels no more. As long as it's just me and you, and I'm allowed a fair time amount of talk. I'll show you who the idiot is. It ain't me, honey. A failed YouTube career. You know what a failed YouTube career is, lady? It's when you get on here and you say that you're 40 years old and you began to think. I have a ton of dislikes, but unfortunately, I can't really show anybody my dislikes because, let's face it, like YouTube got rid of the dislike button. Now all I do is get likes. But anyway, I just wanted to make this YouTube video. I believe that Rev needed some defending. A lot of you are calling him e-beggar when I know when this stream is over, several YouTubers are going to take this, and this is what they're going to do. Goal, it's going to be like $500. There's going to be a super chat down there, and they're going to be making all of this money on my video. And they're going to be taking donations. And then you prove my point. No, Lubis, is a library of books. I can put your picture on here and have you actually say it. As a matter of fact, Afro-Humanist, I got a video especially just for you. I'm going to have some fun with you. Trust me. I think you better get lost and go find somebody else to play with. All right. So, because like I said, I've been crushing you guys since I got on here. Atheism's a joke. Okay? Don't even get me started. All right? And I'm going to say this again. Atheism's a joke. And the reaction atheists are even a bigger joke on here. Oh, man. G-Man, she's not 40. She cannot be over 33. You don't know how old she is. Tell me something, Afro-Humanist. Just give me an invite. You don't scare me. I know your arguments better than you do. Now, go run along and go find somebody else to go play with. Adults working right here. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video and defend Rev News real quick. If you guys are going to call him an e-beggar, please call the Afro-Humanist an e-beggar, Ms. Parker an e-beggar, the Geek Room e-beggars. I rate Alex as one of the biggest e-beggars on the internet. Fat Fit Geeky is an e-beggar. Don't even get me started. Bionic Dance is an e-beggar. Richard Dawkins is an e-beggar. Come and think about it. So is Arnold Raw, Matt Dillahunty, Jenna Peoples. Come and think about it. Just about every atheist on YouTube is an e-beggar. Come and think about it. Now that I think about it, all atheists on YouTube are e-beggars. Yet, I'm supposed to ignore what you guys are doing because I've always been against the drunken peasants smoking weed on camera. Always been against it. Always been against it. And you can't tell me I'm not against Shanny doing it. There's a whole bunch of videos out there with people who have watched them and have watched me say something about them smoking on camera. Don't give me that nonsense. You don't get that with me. All right? So, Afro-Humanist, there's two ways you can contact me, okay? You can send me a link to your YouTube channel if you are the only one there at gtv3@gmail.com. I am only available for an hour. I am busy. And when I go on my Gmail channel, I'm not allowing one atheist on my platform. Not one. All right? Unless you can actually contribute to the conversation. And we're going to be talking about, for those of you who don't know, we're going to be talking about Christianity's influence in the United States, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to be talking about why black churches are closing down across America. And we're going to be talking about the end of the church age. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight on the G-Man channel, if you guys are interested. If you have something to offer in the conversation, you have to first show me on your YouTube channel that you have something to say. If I don't see it on your YouTube channel when I go check, I will not give you the link. Shani can come on my channel and do a fundraiser whenever she pleases. And I have several of them on several different platforms. For a lot of you who don't know, there's a phony Beatlemaniacs. I'm looking at your comments. I'm going to be bringing back the G-Man versus the World hangouts, except I'm expecting myself and the Hebrew Israelites. If I allow one of you guys in there, it will only be one of you. And my finger will be on the eject button. I'm just letting you know how things are going to be. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it is what it is. Later on, I'll be on the G-Man channel with Veckel and a few other people, and we're going to be talking about church issues. But Rev, if you're watching this, bro, be encouraged. Be encouraged. If you are an e-beggar because you're providing a service for people on YouTube, listen to me. They are e-beggars too. And that should bring you a sense of solace because these people are hypocrites. If Lubis, for example, goes out there and shoots someone, Lubis is not a killer or a murderer. If one of us goes out there and shoots someone, all of a sudden we become killers and murderers. Priscilla, Rev responds that way. All right, I just wanted to let you know. That's what Rev asked me to do to you. All right, you have freedom of speech here. But if you're going to tell him to get a job, do me a favor. There are several. Well, there's this black YouTuber on here who talks a lot of smack. Her name is Miss Parker, and she's unemployed. Miss Parker, Priscilla says, get a job and help your man out in the house. I have the text messages, and you know it, where you are actually going out there, and your man's telling people that he's sick of paying everything himself. Just saying. So anyway, guys, with that being said, you guys take care. I'll see you guys later on my G-Man channel. And again, let's stop with the Rev as an e-beggar thing, because from here on out, I'm going to be referring to ask for money on here. And I mean everybody, Christian and non-Christian, as being a e-beggar. It's going to become a problem now because you simply calling Shani and Rev an e-beggar isn't going to be enough. Now you got to talk about, see, this is how you do critical thinking. You guys, and I love this Afro-humanist. I bet you're going to tell me that you're a critical thinker, aren't you? Let's do some critical thinking in real time. If Shani and Rev are being questioned about what they do with their money, why isn't the rest of this community being questioned about that? And if they're doing the same things that Shani and Rev is doing, why are you for those communities? Miss, I can be good without God. Woman, I haven't even talked to you and you already lost. Again, if you want to talk to me, gtv3@gmail.com, gtv3@gmail.com. I only have a half an hour. And I believe you're an atheist because you're gullible.